Good afternoon. Well, my front tooth is not the only thing that is broken. MG3 suffers rare seat failure in Euro NCAP crash test. Have you seen this one in the news? The MG3 Hybrid Plus has suffered an unusual and serious seat latch failure during a crash test by Euro NCAP. It's been given an overall rating of 4 stars. 4 stars, even though the driver's seat twisted mid-impact after its latching mechanism failed, exposing the dummy to higher injury risks and raising concerns about the small hatchback safety credentials. I assume that means the crash safety dummy, not the crash tasty dummy, the crash safety dummy, and not the dummy that purchased an electric MG from China. Euro NCAP confirmed that such a failure has never been seen in its 28 years of testing cars. MG initially disputed the result, but has since promised to strengthen the seat latch and improve the airbag design later this year. Despite this, the MG3's overall score remains at 4 stars, thanks to a strong performance in other areas such as crash avoidance technology. So the car will flipping hate filming with a missing tooth, but it is what it is, like the MG broken seat. So when they crashed it with the dummy driving into the thing, the driver's seat twisted, which meant the driver was able to launch himself forwards. I don't understand how they managed to get a 4-star rating. Well, it's because the rating these days is based on the technology that the car's got, not the car's ability to actually deal with the impact as well. So it will have picked up what are effectively fake points, like when they say, oh, this car's got loads of driver aids, and you'd switch them all off as soon as you get in because they're all so annoying. Euro NCAP said the failure of the seat latch meant the driver's dummy's right leg sustained poor levels of protection in the frontal offset test. That's when they're coming head on at a slight angle, which is the crash that we'll probably have with Mrs. G driving. You're a very good driver. The dummy's head also struck the steering wheel after the airbag failed to provide full cushioning, reducing its rating to only adequate. And this is an MG, and they're not even the worst of the Chinese EVs that we've got on the roads in the UK at the minute. Although the MG3's passenger cell stayed structurally stable, Euro NCAP stressed that the seat failure compromised restraint performance in ways that magnified injury risk. You're going to get more hurt in an MG3. It's the Hybrid Plus, this one, but I assume this is going to be across the board for all MG3s. MG has confirmed it will fit an upgraded seat latch and a new driver's airbag. Cars already on the road will not be modified. I'd be highly concerned if I had an MG3 right now that when I had a crash, I mean, the driver's seat staying attached to the car is a pretty key element of automotive safety. It's one of the basic things that we've come to learn over the years with vehicle safety. That's if the seats stay bolted to the car and you stay strapped to your seat, then you stand a better chance of surviving a crash. If the seats are going to jump up whilst the car is crashing, then the outcome's not going to be good for both the driver and the car. MG's confirmed it will fit an upgraded seat latch, but it won't modify the car, so there will be no recall. Programme Director Dr. Aled Williams, not from Wales, said it's troubling to find a car on sale in 2025 with a fundamental weakness in its seat latching mechanism, an essential part of the car's occupant restraint system. This fault has been reported to the relevant type approval authorities, so consideration can be given as to whether a vehicle recall should be issued. So it's with Euro NCAP as to whether they do the recall. For that reason, we would recommend that consumers consider alternatives to the MG3. They've given it a 4-star rating, but the program director is telling you to buy something else. Wow. Euro NCAP Secretary General Dr. Michael von Rattingen said China's car industry has undergone a rapid rise, with many new cars now sold across European markets. That creates more choices for consumers, but on the other hand, they need to know that any car they are thinking of buying is safe. Section here, what this means for you. If you're considering the MG3, the result is a red flag. 4-star score looks decent on paper, but the underlying seat failure raises questions about how the car would really protect you in a serious accident. MG has promised to fix the fault on cars built later this year, but existing owners will not benefit unless a recall is issued. If safety is high on your list, that could make the 3 a hard sell compared with established rivals. Yes, if you're not bothered about safety and you're only bothered about the price, then buy an MG. That's insane. I can't believe that they still gave it a 4-star rating and aren't issuing a recall if the driver's seat can detach itself in a crash. That's like a YouTuber having a front tooth that can detach itself on a piece of pizza. The good news is that Euro NCAP's protocols are under review, meaning that rare failures like this should be better reflected in future ratings. For now, the safest option is to shop around and compare. Oh yeah, have you got any cars where the driver's seat doesn't detach itself in a crash? I'll have one of those. Editor's view, this is a worrying result for MG. The brand has been doing well by offering low prices, generous equipment and long warranties, but safety is non-negotiable for British buyers. A seat latch should never fail in a crash, and it's right that Euro NCAP has raised the alarm. I admire the way MG has shaken up the market with its value-first strategy. That's a good way to say cheap cars. I'll now turn the camera around so you can see the flags flying. As we drive through Stourport, although the wind is not blowing, there are indeed flags on the lampposts. 3 million people in London today. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there, but I'm there with you in spirit, and all of you who sent me videos and messages. Thank you very much for keeping me posted. Yeah, 3 million people apparently is the number that's being bandied around. So 3,000 as reported by the BBC. Anyway, back to the MG. They admire the way the MG has shaken up the market with its value-first strategy, but any car that makes compromises on safety is one to think twice about, even though it won't have been intentional. I want to see MG not just match, but beat the standards set by long-established brands. On the plus side, Euro NCAP really deserves credit for shining a light here. This kind of transparency helps us all to make better decisions, and it pressures manufacturers to do the right thing, like building cars where the front fell off. Well, what happened to the ship? Well, the seat detached. We've been here before with other hilarious EVs braking spuriously. I like that yellow CLA 45S AMG shooting brake. That is actually a modern car that I would genuinely have. Now we've switched over to a YouTube style video called Jeff Commentates on Traffic. That's a rare colour for a 3 Series right there. So that's it. The MG driver's seat is braking during crashes. My front teeth is braking during eating pizza. Another dental emergency, which is excellent. We're chucking a left here. Just checking that you know. England flags flying next to the church. That is what we like to see. It does seem like the country has turned out in huge numbers today for what's going on in London. Let me know if you were there. We've been watching the coverage whilst I've been sulking about my tooth, but thankfully it's not my driver's seat that is braking. Although I wouldn't be surprised if the driver's seat broke on the £400 car that I bought from Birmingham just the other day, which is a hilarious video that's coming up because I bought it blind from Birmingham, and you should never do that. And oh, the video cut off there because my phone died. But if you are one of the people that has emailed me about suggestions about teeth, then now is a great time to email me. Another flag flying on the right there. And whilst we continue this game of stuff that we spot while we're driving along, oh, it's not there. Usually there's a big American station wagon on the right there, and I believe it's an American station wagon that's been fitted with a 3-litre diesel BMW engine, which for me is absolutely dreamy. Right, we're going to call it there, and that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoy your weekend. That was a little Saturday fly through with Mrs. Jeff at the wheel. Thanks for watching.